Ah, now we get to peak Toycember. Because if there is bread and butter in the Toycember format, it is in getting to review the second place runner-up of the 80s Robot Wars, the Gobots. I do have a few Gobot reviews planned for Toycember this year, a few newbies to the collection that I would like to talk about, but we're going to start with one of the most recent inclusions to the collection. This is Tux, an evil renegade, because as we know, the rich are evil. Unless you contribute to my Patreon and you're rich, and then you're cool by me. But with that one caveat, we have a Rolls Royce, a luxury car in transformable plastic. This is a realm that Transformers just never really approaches. You don't see luxury super, like you see like super high end sports cars. You know, you'll see a Bugatti, which is, you know, multi-million dollar car to own, but you won't see something like this where it's just high class luxury car designed to just show off and just show that you make a lot of money, right? You don't get any of that in the franchise. I think it's a big letdown, you know, because like Gobots was not afraid of doing that. So, as you can see, he is cast entirely in white plastic, which means he has aged a little bit. Mine is not too bad. I mean, some slightly discolored, not yellowed though. So that's some good news. Windows have been painted in over in black. If we take a look to the rear, we have a gap where the license plate would be, but we also have a chromed bumper. It's also completely sculpted through. And then the front is also chromed. My chrome has managed to survive time pretty well, all things considered. And yeah, rubber tires as well. These guys roll pretty good. Let me take a look on the underside. You see the copyright info, but more or less you also see the mufflers, which have also been sculpted in. This is a completely unnecessary detail. You will not see them at all unless you flip the whole thing over, which, you know, very few are actually going to do. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun that they thought to include it. So yeah, it's a nice little vehicle mode, and one that is very unique amongst transforming robots. So we need to get him transformed so you get to see what he does in robot mode. It is an 80s toy, so don't expect too much in that regard. But you're going to start by getting the legs unfolded. The legs have this like fun little unfold where like they go like this, they rotate that way in order to spin around, and then lock in like that. It's very different from how like Transformers would usually handle this. You would expect this to just be like a normal, just like flip back and make this as simple as possible. There's a bunch of GoBots who do that too, but every now and then they feel like just switching up the engineering to make the toys feel different from each other. And that is a good example of one of those. Like you're looking at a hinge and swivel system in order to accomplish that step of transformation, which is very different from how Hasbro and Takara would have engineered it. Beyond that, it gets a little bit more standard. I'm going to pull out the sides to form the arms. I'm going to lift up the grill, because that's going to be important. I'm going to flip the entirety of the torso over like so. I'm going to push up on the arms until I get a nice click into position. If I can get a click into position. Okay. I think this is as high as it goes. I'm just not hearing a click is all. And then just make sure everything is closed up. Torso will fit tight into those grooves. Grill will appear on the pelvis section, and that, as simple as that. So, of course, a GoBot is not going to be a transformation challenge. However, it does still present a nice little fun figure to mess with and transform. I've got no issue with Tux there. Like I said, going that extra mile and having a little bit of different engineering to him goes a long way. You know, just to have a more fun tactile experience that isn't just your standard flip parts over and there's your legs. You know, this is a nice little change up from the norm. Also a nice change up from the norm, this is one of those GoBots that's sculpted to be in character. That top hat is legendary. A transforming robot with a top hat, that's kind of glorious. So Tux just kind of carries through that regal, like high class look that he has in vehicle mode all the way to the robot mode, and I love that he maintains that character. So yeah, it's a good looking robot head. You got chrome blue eyes and then chrome everything else. Gobots loved their chromed heads. Yeah, throughout the rest of that, the body shape actually does pretty good. Actually forming the chest of the robot mode. I even like how the seam on top of the hood actually kind of looks like the division in his what would be a suit. It weirdly fits in. It really fits in. Now the grill looks like he is just like wearing like the Demolition Derby World Heavyweight Championship, but beyond that, I don't mind it being there. It's a nice way of breaking up the white for the pelvis. We take a look. The arms have been sculpted in. Really, you can only see the thumb hanging there. No, it's not broken. He just doesn't have fingers sculpted in. And I don't believe this one came with any kind of accessory, so I don't think he really needed fingers to begin with. And then, yeah, the rear of the vehicle actually does make a good shape of legs, like big old stomping boots. Now, function-wise, you're not going to get a whole lot because, you know, it's an 80s GoBot, so your arms are going to be able to turn up and down, and that's pretty much it for your action articulation. You can spread the legs because that hinge still exists, but that's really not going to get you very far. And the way he sits, not only is that going to be hard to balance, but he's going to be doing a very precarious lean if you do that. So maybe just keep the legs straight. That's just me. But yeah, nice short one today. That is Tux. One of the weirder GoBots, simply just because it does so much different than Transformers, but that's the reason collectors tend to like it. It's characterful while still being in a very small size. I love how it keeps that like upper 1% aesthetic going throughout the entirety of its existence, and it's just very unashamed of it. And again, like I said, Renegade. I'll go with it. So that's it from me. Look at a weird little GoBot, and like I said, I've got more on the way. If you like your GoBots, I am going to be doing a Toycember soon on a very rare type of GoBot that was never sold in the US. So keep an eye out for that. Something to look forward to. And thank you for watching one more. I will see you tomorrow.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.